Hi, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to I Snatch. This week, Drag Race UK premiered, so we have 2 Drag Race franchises to review. So I think I'm going to change it up today, okay? I'll be snatching and scratching all the makeup looks from both seasons, but I'm not going to go through everyone, just my favorite ones. I'm not going to do the one with the highest snatch or scratch score, okay? I'm going to do my favorite look, okay? It can be anyone from either UK or the US. And this week is going to be Joe Black, who I think was robbed and sent home too early, okay? And I'm super angry about that. And if that's something you want to see, don't forget to give me a big thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and ring the bell for post notifications. And RuPaul, I'm ready for my close-up. Okay, so this week I actually had quite a bit of a problem trying to decide who to do. Okay, I was going to do Utica Queen because she did show a lot of variety in her episode. But you know, when I was looking closely at her face, a lot of her application was really quite sloppy and you know, I didn't really want to do it. And then watching Drag Race UK, which actually came out the day before, the queens there are really painted, okay? The makeup on Drag Race UK is so much better than the ones on Drag Race US. The makeup is really drag in the UK, whereas in the US, I think it's more evolved. You know, everyone's trying to look a bit like Valentina, everyone's trying to look a bit like this, a little bit of an exaggerated Pretty Woman, but in UK, it's really fabulous drag. Okay, so today I'm going to recreate Joe Black's Norma Desmond look, okay, while I talk about both series, alright? Okay, so let's start off with this, some forgot to prime. So this week on Drag Race US, okay, we get the Pork Chop girls, okay, the other 6, okay, and they had to do a lady and a vamp runway, and then do RuPaul's song Phenomenon, okay? I actually like Phenomenon a lot better than last week's RuPaul song, alright? This one I actually watched like several times. I really like how Denali started off the song and then Joey J came right in with her verse. It was so good, okay? I think this was a really good verse. Utica Queens also was really good, you know, the wiggle to the top then, wiggle to the top. That was really fun. I think that's going to be iconic. The looks weren't as good as last week, okay? I thought some of the looks here were quite okay, and the makeup all across the board was pretty basic. Okay, Utica Queen did try to draw some shapes on her face, but you know, not the best, okay, compared to UK, where you've got people like Ellie Diamond, who got praise from RuPaul herself, okay, for doing her makeup, and also all the other queens look really good. Even Joe Black's makeup is so intense and so drag. I think that's something that I think hopefully will come back to American Drag Race very soon. Okay, I'm using my Maybelline Superstay. And on Drag Race 13 this week, they did We Are Queer, We Are Sheer runway. None of them actually look really good. I guess Camilla Hall looked the best, okay, in her sheer expensive outfit. I really thought Rosé didn't look very good at all. I hated that outfit. I really don't know, the judging seems to be so skewed these 2 seasons. Okay, but let's go through them one by one. Starting off with Drag Race US. I think my top snatch, of course, would be Utica. Okay, so let's start with Utica Queen. Utica Queen came out with very different looks. Okay, her lady and a vamp look. She had this bubble outfit for her lady look. Didn't really look very ladylike. I mean, just looked like a kid coming out of a ball pit. And then her vamp look, of course, has this very Bram Stoker's, very Anne Rice kind of a vampire look. Also tied in with all the balls, okay, in the outfit. So that was at least cohesive. Sorry, adjusted the contrast a little bit. I think maybe it was a bit too harsh earlier. Okay, so Utica Queen, yeah, so for her vampy look, she did have these like almost a Rorschach kind of like squiggles on her face. That was quite cool. Okay, suited the look very well. For her verse, for the Phenomenon verse, she was like in this 80s kind of a look. I wanted to do that also, but it was quite simple, okay? And then she had this like really strappy red thing. I think she looked really good for the Phenomenon runway. And for the sheer runway, she had this watercolor paint and flowy fabric all over. I was going to recreate this look at first, but I thought that looked really messy and it would get messy quite easily, so I decided to go with UK. So Utica Queen, I think I give her technically a 3. Her brows are a little bit simple, okay? She just always goes for this little spiky brow or wispy brow. I'd like to see her in a bit of a stronger brow also to see whether she can have some versatility there. Okay, yeah, so Utica Queen gets a 4 for originality. I thought that was quite... She looked very different in each one. Suitability, I gave her a 4, and surprise, I gave her a 5, okay, because it's quite different. Runway, I gave her a 5. I thought she looked very nice and flowy, okay? It wasn't the best, but you know, compared to the rest, it's still a 5. And her performance, I give her a 5. I really liked her verse, alright? So she gets a total of 26 from me. And that's the highest from this group of girls. Okay, just gonna contour. I'll try to go a bit deeper with the contour today. Okay, next, what do you talk about? Denali. Okay, I think Denali did quite well this week. I mean, she really showed that she can perform. She did take charge during the dance rehearsal, which was a huge contrast to Elliott last week, okay, when Elliott was like so quiet. Here, they were almost like fighting to take charge. So Denali, Rose, and Joey J were really trying to get center stage, and it was quite funny that Tamisha Iman was just quietly sitting in the back, keep her mouth shut, and in the end she had to take over and really show them how it's done. Okay, but Denali had a quite nice verse, okay, her outfits were okay. She seems to not cinch as much as I think she should, okay, her waist always looks a little bit big. For her lady look in that blue baby's breath flower thing, she looked quite boxy. Okay, the colors were nice, okay, but you could see the tights, okay, you could see all the seams in the tights down below. She could have maybe thrown on an extra couple pair of tights so you didn't see all those lines. Her vamp look was a little bit messy also. She said it was supposed to be some Jeremy Scott inspired thing. Looked a little bit messy. Wasn't a huge fan of that. And her outfits on the main stage were also really quite gross, okay. I think her ruffled look that she did for the Phenomenon runway, I think it's supposed to be something like a Casey later, you know, one of those big ruffled neoprene outfits, but it was really unfinished at the seams, and you could see some of the bits sticking out. I didn't think it looked really nice, and her hair was really flat, and her makeup's the same all the time. And for her main outfit, that was really not the best, okay? I wish she didn't tell us it was supposed to be an Iris Van Herpen, because Iris Van Herpen looks like this, okay? And that's what Miss Fane usually wears. But hers was like this unfinished pieces of fabric. It looked really, really bad, okay? So I think she should have just kept her mouth shut and not tell us it was supposed to be an Iris Van Herpen. Okay, Iris Van Herpen has these really amazing fashion shows I see on Instagram where you get these really wavy kind of like structural geometric fabric, and all these models walking through them is really, really beautiful. I'll try to throw up one here if I can find it. I'll try a different color today, this alabaster. Okay, yeah, so Denali gets a 3 from Technique from me, and her makeup's looking quite good, okay, but she's looking the same. She's looking too similar. It is a trademark, but it looks, you know, getting a bit bored with her looks. A 3 for originality. A 2 for suitability, okay. I think she could have done a little bit better with the Lady and the Vamp runway. I guess a 4 for surprise. I don't know, I decided that my scoring system is probably not the best. I might revise it or maybe scrap it altogether, but I couldn't find anyone else to give a 4 for surprise, so I guess she gets a 4 for surprise. I gave her a 1 for a runway, okay. This Iris Van Herpen monstrosity really did me in. But her performance, I gave her a 5. Okay, I really liked her verse, the way she started off. And of course, she had to rhyme Denali with tamale. Very clever. On top of the triple luts with sluts. So Denali gets a total of 18 from me. About halfway. Actually, everyone scored pretty good this time. The scores were quite evenly spaced out, okay? So no one scored really, really bad, or no one scored really, really high either. I mean, 26 was the highest, and that was Utica Queen. I'm gonna use my kimchi to try to cut this cheek here. Straight edge beauty blender to try to cut my cheek a little bit. So today for Joe Black's makeup, I'm gonna try to do that really, really intense, you know, Norma Desmond crease and the thin brows, okay? Okay, so next is, let's go with Tamisha Iman. Oh, Tamisha Iman this week had a lot of story going on, okay? Several times they've mentioned her amazing drag daughter, Tandy Iman Dupree, the amazing drag queen who dropped from the ceiling, okay? And they mentioned that several times, okay, to give honor to her. I thought that was really, really good that they did that. Okay, and she says that she has taken part in over 200 pageants and won 95 titles. Wow, okay, so she is really one to be reckoned with, but she does seem a bit shy on stage. And I think what Michelle said, that she really has to show these kids how it's done, okay? I hope she really comes out. I mean, she did show a little bit, okay, in the end when she took over the dance rehearsal. I think her personality is starting to come through, and I think that's a really, really good. Okay, her makeup is still, it's really old school, I guess, so I feel a bit bad for, you know, asking her to do all sorts of different looks. I mean, she definitely is trying to do a lot of different looks on Instagram. She has some very, very interesting looks that she's tried to wheel out for some of the interviews and everything. So I think she gets a lot of kudos there. Okay, but she, the look on the show is still pretty much very classic pageant drag. But her makeup, it's not very well blended, so I zoomed in a couple of times and saw the lines were really, really chunky, but I guess that's what pageant drag kind of they go for, okay? They want a very, very striking face. So yeah, I gave her a 2 for technique, a 2 for originality, 3 for suitability, and 3 for surprise. Her main stage dress was okay. I thought she made it herself, it was really well done, but I didn't think I don't think it deserved all that praise from RuPaul. Okay, that ruffle thing, I thought it was a little bit too bulky on the top and the bottom. Maybe it was bigger on the top and smaller on the bottom, it would have been nicer. But yeah, but I gave her a 4, and a 4 for her performance. The performance was really good, okay, when she did that talking thing, but her energy was a little bit inconsistent. Okay, I think I'm ready to powder. I think I'm actually running out of my super white finally. Use a little bit today. Okay, so Tanisha Iman, 4 for performance. She gets an 18 from me also, same as Denali. Okay, I'm just gonna set the rest of my RCMA. Okay, let's just bake for a while. I'll be right back. Got my face tapes on. Just gonna map out these brows first. So Joe Black here has some very green brows. Okay, I'm gonna use my green. I'm gonna use Nuke from my Carnival Pro palette. Okay, I'm just gonna do arched quite high here. Can we take a break to talk about Joe Black? So Joe Black, he came in, he's obviously a legend. So if you go online and see his performances at the Brighton Fringe, he is amazing. He's this cabaret artist and he's basically has a career that I want, okay? Telling jokes, singing funny songs. He also showed, okay, all his amazing wigs and costumes and everything. And then they just sent him home, and I think the judging was really, really off in Britain. I mean, the David Bowie look, of course, looked like David Bowie. It screamed David Bowie. Even Violet Chachki tweeted, okay, the pictures of the Brighton Pavilion, and the interiors look exactly like what Joe Black was wearing. So hopefully, you know, when they do that break in the middle, they probably bring some people back, and I hope he gets a second chance. Okay, let's clean that up a little bit. Okay, let's go back to America. Okay, America, Camilla Hall. Oh, Camilla Hall had a bit of a roller coaster this week. Okay, she was late for her fashion show. Okay, but she showed 2 very, very classy looks. Her Lady and the Vamp looks were really nice, okay, but she kept the judges waiting, which is quite unfortunate. Denali does say that she has a reputation in Chicago for always being late and always taking forever to get ready. Hopefully she can adapt to the pressures of Drag Race, okay? I hate to see her mess up again. Her makeup is pretty much the same. She does make herself look very, very, very pretty, okay? So she gets kudos for that. I did give her a 5 for technique this time, okay? But originality, a 2. Suitability for her outfits, quite okay, so a 3, but a 1 for surprise. She just looks the same, okay? She spends 5 hours, but looks the same every time. But her technique does look very, very precise, okay? There are some screenshots that I took of her applying her makeup, and she looks like she knows her face very, very well. But I just wish she'd change it up a little bit more. I loved her outfit, her main outfit on the stage. The big sheer one, I gave her a 5. But her performance wasn't great, okay? Ross Matthews is right, okay? She does look like she's so lost, okay? And in between her lines, she wasn't really doing very much. And even during her verse, she did start off very well when she came out with the Camilla Hall, okay? But then later on, she was like brushing the hair out of her face and everything. So she looked pretty awkward. So I gave her a 3 for that. And she gets a total of 19 from me this week, which is still quite okay. So now I'm just going to go into the very, very intense purple look. I'm going to try my new Mitchell palette. Okay, it has this really intense purple right there called Midnight, which I'm going to try to pack onto my lid. Do Joe Black justice. Oh. Pigmentation is not the best. Let's try the Carnival Pro palette. Using the purple here. One thing about Camilla Hall is that she did have this mirror moment where she was talking about how she had to hide her drag from her boyfriend. I thought that was so sad. okay, that she has been going out with this person for 8 years, but still feels like she needs to separate her drag from her personal life, okay? That maybe her boyfriend doesn't like being around drag too long. That's really, really sad, okay? I can relate a little bit to that, okay? I do try, you know, because drag is really quite all-consuming. So, you know, when you spend so much time with this, sometimes I do feel guilty that I sometimes alienate my partner, okay? So I do try to keep a balance for that. Yeah, so I'm just trying to mix the purple from the Carnival palette with this really dark purple from the Mitchell palette. But the Mitchell palette looks so dark in the pen, but doesn't really... Okay, yeah, and then in Untucked, I think Camilla Hall also does get to go into how she hasn't shared with her family that she does drag, and that seems to be quite a common refrain amongst Asian queens. Try to use this other purple called Perps and Kaikos. What's that? Packet. Much more pigmented. Big dark eye. I have a feeling Camilla Hall's not going to go very much further. She does seem to have a lot of things going on with her. I think she might probably last maybe a few more episodes, but as Ross Matthews says, she better wake up, you know, and show people what she's got. Let's put this underneath. Okay, who else do we have this round? Joey J. Okay, let's see Joey J. I think Joey J had a really good week. Her performance was really, really good. I really liked her verse, okay? And she's really cute as a boy as well. Her makeup is pretty much the same throughout, but I think it really works for her face, okay? She does give really good face. There's this screenshot of her at the beginning of the performance. I really liked her face. Her makeup, I guess, coming around to it, I gave her a 4 for technique, 4 for originality, 4 for suitability, and a 3 for surprise. Her outfits were a little bit basic. Her lady look was just this furry ensemble, which could have been a vamp look as well. And her vamp look was also quite just a jumpsuit. Quite okay, but she did take quite some nice pictures on Instagram. For her performance, she had this blue camo thing, which is, I think, very classic Joey J, which is nice. Okay, but her main stage outfit was okay. Okay, this fringe, what they call half a sequin caftan or something. Okay, so got all that purple on. Let's get some black. This is Joe Black. Pack some black on the outer corner here. Okay, who else is there to talk about? Oh, Rosé. Rosé. I'm not sure I like Rosé very much. Her makeup is really terrible, okay? Even in her main stage, she has this really sloppily placed crease look, which I didn't really like, okay? I give her 1 for technique. I give her a 5 for originality. She's trying to look different every time, so I give her a 5 for that. But suitability, I give her a 1 also. Wasn't too excited. And surprise, I guess 4 for changing it up. Okay, I didn't like her outfit at all. That plastic thing I thought was not very pretty at all. So I gave her 2 for her outfit and 3 for her performance. She sang really well, but you know, she seems like she tries too hard. Even for her lip sync, she looks like she's trying too hard, and I think that's why Denali won the lip sync at the end. This is looking very intense. Yeah, so Rosé didn't get very high from me. She got a total of 16 from me this week. I think that's the lowest actually. Yeah, not a huge fan so far. Let me try to decide what gold to use and I'll be right back. I'm going to try to cut my crease with this metallic P. Louise. It's not very, very gold, okay, but it will do. It's opaque enough to cut the crease. I think I have to go in with something else later. You're a very dramatic eye today. Okay, so before I go into the UK girls, just going to talk about the rest of the US girls, okay? So at the time of filming, not all the girls from the US season have released their sheer looks, okay? Lalari posted this waterfall picture. I'm not sure whether it's supposed to be a sheer look. She posted it before the episode, so maybe it wasn't. Okay, but she does look very good here. Can't really see the makeup. She's starting to look really, really nice and soft also in a lot of her other photo shoots. So what did I give her? Lalari, I gave her 2,352 for her makeup. I really like this dress. I give her a 4 for her dress and a 2 for the runway. So she got an 18 as well. So everyone is hovering around the 18. I think I got really bored with the makeup on the US season, especially after seeing the UK girls. I mean, without Gottmik on this season, everyone else doesn't really look like they try very hard. Well, maybe Utica Queen, but her technique at this point is still a little bit iffy. Okay, she definitely has stepped it up, but on the show, she still looks a little bit crafty. Very, very intense. I'm gonna try to use this other gold from my Sunset Horizons to go over that. Okay, the other girls who did post looks were Candy Mews. She just posted a nude picture, which was a little bit of a cop-out, I thought. Her makeup, very boring, her usual pretty girl face, so nothing very exciting, but I guess quite well done. So she got a 5 for technique, a 1 for originality, 3 for suitability, a 3 for surprise, 2 for her non-existent outfit, and 2 for performance. So she got a 16 as well, the one of the lowest of the week. Or, I mean, she wasn't in an episode, so you know. Take what you want for that. Try to use a little bit of this purple called Soda Skies to see whether we can marry in some shimmer here. The only other queens that posted looks were Elliott. Okay, Elliott has this nude sheer bodysuit. She looked good here, okay, and the makeup looks quite good too. So actually, Elliott with 2 T's, I gave her a 4 for technique, 3 for originality, a 2 for suitability, and a 2 for surprise. I mean, it's pretty much the same, but I think she looks really good in all her pictures. 3 for her outfit and a 3 for performance. She posted a show that she hosted recently, and she looks like she can really host a show, so I gave her a 3 for that. And Elliott gets a 17 this week. Who else? Tina Burner. Tina Burner posted this Hades look. Okay, I like this. Okay, I'm a huge Disney queen, so it's good to see Tina Burner change it up with this blue look instead. And of course, it still references her fire burner theme. So she looked good. Okay. Definitely her makeup has improved since she came off the show. Can't really see the brows here, but they still look like they're downturned a little bit. But I really like the technique here. So Tina Burner gave a 3. I give her a 5 for originality, suitability, and surprise. A 3 for outfit and 1 for performance. That's arbitrary, I know, but yeah, Tina Burner got a 22 this week. So yeah, I really like this Hades look. Very, very drag and very, very Disney. The people who haven't posted their sheer looks are Olivia Lux, Simone, and Gottmik, so I didn't grade them this week. I've actually hit pan on this black. Let's contour. Okay, using my trusty NYX. Okay, so that's all of the US queens. So the US queens, the top is Utica, and with 26, and with 22, my top snatchers of the week, Tina Burner and Joey J. Okay, I really like their looks. And the lowest ones for US are Rosé with 16, Elliott with 17, and a tie, 18 will be Lalari and Denali. Oh, and 18 with Tanisha Iman also. So, you know, pretty much across the board, middling. And that's because I was so impressed with the girls of UK. They all look so good. And I've changed my opinion for a lot of them. Okay, for Ginny Lemon, I'm starting to see where she's coming from, and she is hilarious. She has a very distinct aesthetic, which she has definitely been able to show, and she looked really good this first episode. Her makeup's still a little bit rough, but you know, she comes in with a hairy chest and everything. So definitely, UK drag is this high camp, almost skaggy, which I appreciate as well. Okay, and Ginny Lemon has this really Sasha Velour blue look, and I really like her presentation this week. And another one that I have changed my mind a lot on is Estina Mandela. She won this week. She's the cutest one there. She's definitely the trade of the season. Okay, Estina Mandela. I'm really inspired by the UK girls this week, so I'm really dragging it up. Much heavier contour than I usually do, right? And also Ellie Diamond, whose Instagram has been hacked, so I couldn't pull any looks from her Instagram. Her face is really beat. Even RuPaul had a remark on it because she looked really, really good. I'm really inspired by Ellie Diamond's paint. Okay, I think I might try it one day, but let's do this proper tribute to Joe Black today. So yeah, so my top snatchers, I'm not going to score them. My top snatchers for Drag Race UK are Ellie Diamond. I think Lawrence Chaney has very good makeup to her. I really like the way how her eyebrows go all the way back. I might try to do that one day too. Yeah, Taste looks fabulous. Okay, really nice. A horror's makeup the proportions don't look right, okay, this time. I think she hasn't figured out the proportions of her face yet at this point, okay? So I'm not so keen on her makeup. And also Cherry Valentine. Cherry Valentine looks good in all the promos, but here also, it looks a little bit off. So I think they might improve throughout the season. But Ellie Diamond I really like her face. I will try to recreate that one day. Okay, let's get that nose done. Yeah, and even Joe Black. I think Joe Black's makeup is so intense, but it suits his aesthetic so much. I really like his Norma Desmond Sunset Boulevard look. Okay, very, very intense. So hopefully I can do him justice today. I'm still really upset that he went home. Let's snatch that. Today I think I will use some banana. Snatch. Yeah. Okay, and really go in with the white today, okay? There's the Norma Desmond spotlight in the middle of the face. Today I just want to use, I'm going to use a little bit of my butter bronzer, just a little bit, okay? Just to bronze a little bit. Yeah, so I think that's about the UK. Yeah, the UK look really, really good too. I think Ellie Diamond's Dennis the Menace look is inspirational. I used to love Beano when I was a kid. I used to read a lot of Beano as well. So that really brought back memories, and very, very smart of her to do that. I think a nice intense purple and pink blush. Lips, big red glittery lips. So I will overdraw my lips a bit like him too, a bit like Joe Black. Let's try to fill that in with red. Oh, very Disney villain already. I think I'm just going to throw some glitter on these lips, a lash, and I'll be back with the finished look. And this is the finished look. I'm ready for my close-up, Mr. DeMille. Alright, so this is my Joe Black tribute. I think she was robbed. Please, everyone, petition, tweet, bring Joe Black back. Bring Joe Black back. I really think she was robbed, and I really think she has a lot more to show. Okay, go on YouTube and look up Joe Black's performances. Okay, she's a really, really talented performer. So I really hope she gets a second chance. And tell me who you think are the snatches and your scratches of this week. Okay, as I said, my top queen is Utica Queen, but you know, still a little bit sloppy compared to the UK queens. Okay, the UK queens are painting the house down. All right, and I'm really, really happy with my Norma Desmond Joe Black illusion today. Okay, tell me if you like it. And if you like this video, don't forget to give me a big thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and ring that bell for post notifications. Alright, I'll see you next time. Bye. Do I look like Violet Chachki?
Like summer, and I don't wonder what the lover. You give me feels when you do. No one can do it like you. Girl, you're so hot like summer. You're everything I ever wanted. You give me feels when you do. No one can do it like you.
Check out my other videos. I interviewed Mona Kiki there as Trixie Mattel, and a Pikachu flapper there in this real house of makeup. Alright, I'll see you next time. Bye-bye. I don't know why I'm frightened. I know my way around here.